Hey there folks, this is GreenyXI welcoming you right back to Let's Play Danganronpa. This is episode 30. In the last episode, Hina got attacked by Genocide Jack. Or, you know, got scratched a little bit, and whether that's attacked is sort of subjective, I guess. But Sakura went a bit nuts, but didn't do anything. She didn't do anything, she just went a bit nuts because she's overprotective of Hina. For whatever reason, they're both sporty types, I guess. And Rodrigo wanted to be plugged into a data connection, an internet connection, somewhere without cameras and all that, which is the secret room in the second floor toilets. Here we go. Okay, first we have to find a network cable. Okay, in the drawer, I guess. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer. Yeah. Found it. This is a network cable, right? I guess so. Now we just have to connect Rodrigo. Immediately got to work. I pulled out the laptop and connected it to the Ethernet port with the cable. Here we go, let's see what Rodrigo has to say. That should do it.
That's right.
I think it worked.
Leave it to me.
Just leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can call for help. So please just wait a little longer. Just hold tight and put your faith in me. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're going to get out of here. You and all the rest of us as friends. Friends? Even me? Thank you. Thank you, Makoto. You're welcome. So we gotta leave him.
Makoto.
Do whatever he needs to do. How'd it go? Well, it went okay, but all the, documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings.
Correct.
I see. Then there's nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore, that much was for sure. Ah, Kyoko.
What?
Yes? So we're just gonna split up?
Why is that?
Of course, I have no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct? Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. God, that's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk to you about. Like, what are you going to do about Sakura?
It's true.
Well, something has to be done, it's true.
However,
But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have the mind to listen. Then what should we?
so
If we can find some new clue, that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now. Which is why alter ego.
correct.
All we can do is wait and believe in our friends. You're right. That's our only option. She seems quite cold with Makoto, even after the apology and all that. We parted ways and I headed back to my room. I'm kinda tired, so I laid down in bed. Maybe it's because of the stress of moving alter ego, but I was way more tired than I realised. So before long at all, fell asleep in the daytime. I did that today, to be fair. I'd completely dozed off. Oh, who wants us? The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Ugh, I hate being woken up, especially when it's by people.
Makoto.
Makoto, get out here. Kyoko, what's going on?
Indeed.
Hina just came to see me and she was white as a ghost. Sounds like something's happened. Uh-oh. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. I can't... Ah, that wasn't close enough. Makoto, Kyoko. Hina, what's wrong? So something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair, like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window. But I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name. But she wouldn't respond. So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
Listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said,
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Huh? Then why?
It would seem.
Feels like the door's pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair?
In other words.
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then it's no problem if we break in.
Indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here. I found a broom in the classroom. Use it!
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto? Come on, please hurry. Okay, you two stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it took was one solid hit. Oh. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on it with all my strength, and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her... all I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body, and then...
A body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin!
Uh-oh. The investigation started. Or deadly life, okay. It's funny how so many of the strong characters have just died.
Huh?
They've either tried to murder to get away with it, or have been killed in this case.
Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stayed steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead, checking for a pulse or reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. What? Olga?
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed? I see. As soon as I arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room. It was one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura. But what? You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it, I know. You know it? Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer? That's right, it's the next Monokuma file. And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're going to ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that, Hold on. There's something I wanted to ask you. It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting a chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, saved me the trouble of having to go through with that little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that. I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one. You owe them one? Oopsie, before you get all pissy potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. I love that first. Because I mean, your life's all on the line, right? He's happy.
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one? I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, don't have time for your squabbling. The next game's already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway.
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
What?
Me? But she's good at investigating. You're always a thorn in my side. This time just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine. I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is? Hiro, Baikuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What? One of you killed Sakura. I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. You have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear.
I won't ask you to let all of us in, just let me.
What?
You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway. Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro? Do you object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear.
Then it's decided. Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those who are still alive and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
Listen to me.
all of us face execution. Find out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but just to do it. Here we go. Investigation time. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. Makes sense. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There was evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Oh. Another blow to the head, but it's a bit different this time maybe.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why's that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door has been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow, after barring the door. So if the door is blocked from the inside, and there's no way in or out till we broke the window, it's like zero escape, right?
In other words...
This is a classic locked room murder. They always come up in things, Japanese and Western. They always come up. The locked room murder? Guess you might say this kind of thing in a lot of mystery movies or books or whatever. Exactly. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
Hey,
You curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? If you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. First type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involved in the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
Second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. No.
In other words...
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun, you shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
However...
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
It's true.
Third type's when a killer stays in the room until it opens up. What do you mean by
In
that?
other words...
They stay hidden, and when the doors open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. Sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
It's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words...
By that I mean, there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
It's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Okay. So then, let's have a look at the body first. We'll go for the body. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. It's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. I'm just noticing how pixelated she looks. You can tell it was a PSP game. Apparently the second game on the disc sorted out a lot of the pixelizations and stuff. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of her body. Okay. Maybe her getting a hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. By Akira.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Let's check the wrapper out. Looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Ah, that's... Do you recognise it, Hina?
Well,
Yeah, I mean I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So I gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. Really liked them that much. But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavour. Hina. Ah, polka dot candy wrapper. Let's check out behind her. The shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Well, that's a good conclusion to come to. There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Okay. Suspicious, but weird. Come on then.
what the heck?
We already know who did it. Berkuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Hina's acting is quite suspicious in her over-defensiveness as well. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in this rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me... She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right round then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Oh, okay, so they were all going to meet her at noon. But the fact that she had asked those 3 to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the 3 of them directly. Okay? I'll go for Kyoko first though, just in case she has something to say. For Sakura to have been killed. Yeah, she's not the type who will go down without a fight.
It's true.
She certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder. Did someone get the upper hand? It must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. I see. Come on then. We want some info. What do you want? You're bothering me. Something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. But Akira says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, till I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Okay, he didn't go to see her because he's not thick as shit. That's what he's saying. which is probably a good idea. Yeah, this is how we go in here, is it? No? There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink. It's empty. No, we used the broom, didn't we? Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. There must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. So how could that get it afterwards? Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. Important clue? Not sure I see how. You'll figure it out, sir. Okay, let's check out the window. Or the door. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountains have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Okay, anything else around here? Aha! The chess pieces. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle is some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figurines inside the bottle? I don't know, how did they?
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. Monokuma bottle, if you will. Good to know. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. Slowly. The Monokuma bottle's sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? It makes sense, it's behind doing everything. The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Okay, and over here we got a bit of blood. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make any sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? By the magazines. She wanted to read while she was, dying. The locker's open there on the inside. It's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and they left a handprint and all the dust.
It's true.
It looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was opened, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Ah, it was open there. It was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in here until after we opened the door. So then, what's this handprint mean? Locker handprint's been added to the truth bullets. Costas. Is there anything else going on in here? I can't see anything else. Ah, that chair. The one that was blocking the door. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob so we couldn't get the door open. No evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt that the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there is no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Aha, rec room door. Looks like that's it. Have you finished with your general investigation? I think so, for the most part.
So then
you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. Yeah, I've noticed that. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Okay, before we head off, I am going to break the episode off here. This has been Greeny XI. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in a bit when we head on out to the rec room and investigate everything else we can possibly investigate. See you in a bit, folks.